You may have also been raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses if you had an Armageddon pantry or cold cellar. I was born in 1981. My parents were very devout Jehovah's Witnesses. As long as I can remember, we were always preparing for Armageddon, the last days. Our cold cellar was full of canned, Campbell's soups and beans and jugs of water, flashlights, batteries, non-perishable items. But it wasn't for a hurricane or a tornado or a flood watch. We were preparing for the end of the world. We all had our individual go bags with our clothing in it, toiletries, things like that. Compass, matches in those little metal containers. We were always on watch for Armageddon because you were constantly told about it at every meeting, assembly, even when you went out in service. As kids, we were told it was like Noah's Day and we were going out to warn people to get on the ark because the flood was coming. But in this instance, you were saving people by having them become Jehovah's Witnesses. We were also told from a very young age that we would be blood guilty if we didn't go knocking at people's doors to warn them. Can you even imagine that on a little person's mind? Anyways, back to the Armageddon pantry cold cellar. The point in this video that I wanted to share is that both of my parents passed away in the last year. They were both in their 80s. They spent their entire lives worrying about something that never happened. They passed away with a full cold cellar, their go bags still packed, decades of worrying about the last days, Armageddon, the end of the world. They put off doing so many things. My dad had always wanted to go to Alaska. My mom had always wanted to go to Maine. Sadly, they never got to either place because they were so worried and focused about the end of this world. Rather than enjoying their life, traveling, seeing the world, spending time in the mountains. My mom loved to swim. She would have loved to swim in the ocean more. They spent their entire lives sitting at meetings, attending assemblies, and warning people about Armageddon. I know that there are a lot of scary things happening if you watch the news, the fires and war. Don't get me wrong, we definitely should be prepared. And we should know what's going on. But at the same time, not spend our entire lives focusing on the bad stuff. Shut the news off because we all know they only share the negative stuff. Get out in nature, do more of what you love. Play your favorite music, spend time with people you love. Take a trip. Travel to somewhere you've always wanted to go. Stop putting your life on hold because of fear. There is so much beauty. There are good people. If you haven't lately, go watch the sunset or the sunrise.